Well, definitely because ano nga po ako, because I am vegan, that's one of the things that I make sure na on point sa mga brands ko na tinatanggap ko. And second, it needs to be something that I really want to parang nagagamitin ko din or na ipopromote ko din. That's very important to me. Kasi nga po, di ba, unlike before, parang pag nag-endorse ka kasi dati, may photo shoot lang, tapos may commercial, and then may billboard, and then minsan may events, ganun. This time it's very different. Kasi mayroon ng may content ka na, you make your own content, you have to kind of use the products as well. So very important po sa akin that the product that I would endorse is something that I would also actually use.
Okay. Nadine, next question ko is, kumbaga parang nagiging parallel yung career niyo ni Catherine na nakawala sa love team. Kumbaga parang stand-alone personality or celebrity kayo ngayon. Ngayon ang tanong is, ang daming natutuwa dahil pareho na kayong award-winning. Any chance daw ba na magkatrabaho kayo sa pelikula?
Nag-work na po kami before actually, but for an endorsement. And I think it's great na, you know, na this time around, parang hindi na nakakahon yung mga artista natin sa love team or sa isang partner lang. Kasi parang, I guess what makes projects exciting din are normally the people that, especially for me yung pinaka-exciting po kasi sa akin are the people that I would work with. Para at least this time around, hindi na siya paulit-ulit. It's always a different flavor. Di ba parang collaborative na siya. So, yes, why not? And I've worked with her before.
And last question na din is, tungkol sa Siargao. Pag tourism kasi dito sa Pilipinas, ang lagi na unang iniisip, Boracay, Palawan, Cebu. Naisip mo ba na underrated ang Siargao? Kasi di ba dapat, sabi mo nga, ang ganda niya, iba yung dating ng lugar, a place for healing, ba't hindi siya napapasama doon? Or better, kayang nandun na lang siya para hindi siya ma-exploit? Ikaw, anong ang tanong mo doon?
I honestly don't think that Siargao is underrated. I do saw an article before na Siargao is actually one of the top places to visit na in the Philippines. And a lot of people outside of the Philippines, yung mga foreigners know that. And I do think that that's the reason why a lot of people have been visiting Siargao.
Okay. In a way ba yan, worried ka kasi sabi mo nga ang dami ng turista, yung exploitation ba? May worry ka bang ganon?
Definitely there's a worry because the island is very small. Honestly, if you ask me, I would say that the island is not capable of mass tourism. Siargao has always been, you know, a place that parang ang na-attract mga people who are mindful, people who are spiritual, people who actually care about the environment community. And yung vibe talaga ng island or yung energy talaga ng isla is like that. Siargao kasi is very, I would say, it's not, parang hindi siya ganon kakilala katulad ng Boracay or ng Palawan, ng ganon pa katagal. Parang very new yung Siargao. So, it's right now, parang unti-unti pa lang siyang nakikilala. And I honestly like that yung mga pumupunta doon normally, yung mga backpackers, people who are soul-searching, people who love nature, who love the environment. And honestly, I do hope that it stays that way because as much as the island kasi takes care of its visitors or the people who also go there, I would wish din na yung mga pumupunta doon may pakialam or may care din para sa isla and are mindful.
Thank you, Nadine.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jeff. Up next, let's have from Lion Here TV, Richard Paglikawan.
Hi, Nadine.
Hi.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Congratulations dun sa bagong mong series. Ito na nakakatuwa lang na syempre from Nadine na nung 2010 ba? Tama ba? Pop Girls up to now.
Yeah.
Parang ang laki ng pinagbago mo, especially sa maturity and kung paano mo hinahandle lahat. Especially yung parang love mo sa nature, etc. Ganyan. Sa palagay mo, Nadine, ano yung pinakamalaking nangyari from the past na dahilan para maging ikaw yung Nadine ngayon na mas loving sa nature, basta overall?
I think seeing all the different injustices that are existing, or at least injustices sa environment, sa tao, sa mga hayop, ganyan, in general, parang ang hirap lang na makita mo yung mga ganun, tapos wala kang ginagawa. Especially if you know that, you have the platform to speak up, you have the platform to inspire change, or to at least, put that idea into people's mind and to kind of, parang ma-realize din nila na, oo nga, no, bakit nga ganun. Hindi naman din siya, I would say na hindi siya overnight na nangyari sa akin. Parang gradually din po siya. It really started when I was younger. Pag uuwi ako from school, nagpupulot ako ng wrappers ng candy. I didn't really understood why. Basta ang alam ko lang is masama yung magtapon ng basura. Dapat talaga mapunta siya sa basurahan. And I was saying din kanina na parang naalala ko na nung may malaking puno ng mangga sa bakanting lote sa tabi ng bahay namin. Nalungkot ako ng husto. And so I think din siya, parang it was a long time coming din. Di rin naman siya overnight. But yun nga po, just to cut it short, it's really mahirap makakita ng injustices and tapos wala kang gagawin about it.
And balik tayo sa pagiging businesswoman mo. How do your businesses and endorsements fit into your long-term career?
Well, yung businesses naman po kasi, I would say that at least the ventures or the businesses that I want to invest in are siguro things din naman na applicable, not just in my daily life, but at least, have the same values that I have. So, I mentioned D-Husk earlier, which is yun nga po, like a plant-based milk brand company. And it's really more of like, being proud na local and also giving back to the farmers. Meron din naman po akong venture that's more on mental health, which is, mind you, it's a mental health platform. I've actually been with them since the pandemic. So it's really important for me that the businesses that I put my money in, or at least that I put my time and that I invest in, are very close to my heart, and that are things that I really believe in.
Thank you, Nadine.
Thank you.
Congratulations ulit.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sir Richard. Now, let's have from Manila Times, Iza Iglesias.
Hello, Nadine.
Hi, Iza.
Congratulations sa new series mo.
Thank you.
For my first question, at this point in your career, what kind of projects excite you the most? And ano ba yung mga checklist na kailangan ma-tick muna before taking on a new one?
Siguro when it comes to picking projects, I love concepts that are unusual. I don't really box myself naman in certain genres because parang feeling ko because of my projects din that I did in the past. Kasi nagkaroon ako ng phase na thriller horror. Tapos parang naisip ng mga tao na, baka baka yun na lang gagawin niya. And people are so surprised that I'm doing rom-com and comedy. I did comedy last year. So parang nagulat sila, oh, you're doing comedy again. So parang lagi ko pong sinasabi, I don't wanna box myself naman in specific genres. Parang for me, I really like projects na parang nagusto ko yung kwento, nagusto ko yung character ko. So, importante po sa akin yung alam ko yung script. The script, the people that I work with. Isa din po kasi yun sa kumbaga nagpapa-oo sa akin kapag gusto ko yung mga makakasama ko.
In connection to what you were sharing a while ago about what is happening sa Siargao, meron dun sa Instagram mo yung page mo, Daily Rant, diba? So nakikita namin dun yung mga comments mo about nature, about what is happening sa LGU ng Siargao. Why is it important for you to use your platform about those mga societal issues? And because of that, nagiging vocal ka, tinatawag kang President Nadine. Are you confident na marinig na tinatawag kang President?
Actually, matagal na po yung President Nadine. Parang 2018 pa. People always ask me this din, kasi parang saan ba galing yung president? Hindi ko din po talaga alam kung saan siya galing. Pero sinasabi nila sa akin na sa Twitter daw po siya before. Tapos nagulat na lang ako na nung nasa showtime ako, yung mga writers, parang tawag sa akin, President Nadine, ganyan. So ako, nung time din, parang saan galing yun? So I kind of just went with it. Sige, tanggapin ko na lang. It's kind of nice. So, nakaka-flatter po siya. Kasi at least, I know that whatever it is that I say or whatever it is that I do matters to people. Although at the same time, you know, there's so much weight that comes with it. But like what I said naman, I only really speak up for things naman that matter. And I really pick the things that I talk about online because it's really something that I think of.
And then lastly, yun nga, nag-trending ulit yung mga songs mo, Paligoy-ligoy. Maybe, kung may any chance ba na magbabalik ka sa music, and if yes, any chance na babalik ka sa pop, or you outgrew na yung genre na yun?
I mean, definitely I will be back in music. I think that's, yun naman po yung pinakauna ko talagang, yan yung first love ko talaga. Kasi when I joined Viva naman, I was in a girl group. Doon talaga ako nag-start. So, with regards to doing pop, hindi naman ako completely jaded with pop. I mean, pop naman kasi is very, sobrang wide naman yung range ng pop. Pop just means popular. So when it comes to sound naman, it can be a bit experimental but still be pop. So, yeah, gagawin ko pa rin naman. Pero siguro hindi na yung bubblegum pop, katulad ng Paligoy-ligoy. Kasi medyo matagal na po yun. Tsaka 32 na po ako, parang hindi na naaayon sa akin yung gano'n.
Gusto pa rin naman siya.
Okay na yung mga songs before, i-play na lang nila yun.
Ginagawang TikTok.
Oo nga.
siya.
Minsan nga po, pag kunyari nasa restaurant kami, or sa Siargao especially, pag nakikita nila ako sa tawid, pinapatugtog nila. Ako parang, okay. Sige na nga. Na parang mga in-expect nilang sasayaw ako sa kalsada. Pero okay na yun, nakaka-flatter naman po.
Nakikringe ka? Nakikringe?
Medyo. Kasi feeling ko may expectation sila na may gagawin ako. Na lalapit ako, uy, thank you for playing my song. Hindi, but I'm happy kasi kahit na ilang years na yung Paligoy-ligoy and yung Para-Paraan, pa rin siya, trending pa rin sila. So, yun, masaya po ako doon. And people still love it. Kahit yung mga friends ko, natawag sa
Yung way ng responsibility kapag nagsasalita ka sa social media. Do you find social media toxic for you?
I'm not gonna lie, social media is a double-edged sword. As much as it is a platform or like a space where you can express yourself, it's also parang ang hirap din i-express yung sarili mo because of judgment. But right now kasi with everything that's been going on, people are so harsh on social media. And nakakalungkot, honestly, to see people fighting about just whatever, you know. Pero yun lang, parang I tread lightly on social media as much as, you know, I do share bits of my life din naman on social media, and it is part of work. And I still love interacting with fans naman and, you know, with friends as well. Medyo nakakatakot lang siya, especially because you can access anything. You know, people can say whatever they want. Like, kahit hindi ka naman celebrity, like, people can say whatever they want to you. And it's very harmful, especially for, you know, for the younger generation, na hindi pa masyadong matibay yung loob.
Yes.
It's so easy to down someone. It's so easy to wish harm on someone. And the most unfortunate part about that is that you can hide behind the screen and not, you know, and not be accountable for your actions, which is really difficult.
Yes, alam naman natin na very vocal ka sa mga issues minsan. May time ba na parang naisip mo na parang wag na lang ako makialam, mananahimik na lang ako?
Um, hindi naman ako nakikialam sa lahat ng issues. No, I would say...
Opinion.
Yeah. I would say that if it's something that that I'm not confident with,
Yes.
kasi nga parang hindi ako din naman yung klase ng tao na I would hop on the train just because I want to or just
Yes.
because I can.
Mm.
Parang as much as possible, like if I do talk about something, an issue, parang kailangan merong weight yun. Parang in some way, there's a bit of involvement. Meron akong konting involvement or merong, what is the word? Parang may sense kung bakit ako nagsasalita. Yun lang.
Siguro ano na lang, kasi syempre, isa ka sa mga nililook up ng mga bata ngayon. May masasabi ka bang tips? Kasi syempre, yung iba, sumusunod sila sa mga nakikita nila sa social media, especially ikaw. Tawagan nila sa'yo Miss Aesthetic, di ba? So parang, siguro mga tips mo na lang sa mga bata ngayon na yung kung paano nila i-handle yung social media.
Social media is not the real world. What I have been, I guess yung mga stories lang din that I would hear from, from friends that have kids, is parang the younger generation, parang a lot of them are too focused on their image on social media na it's detrimental to parang yung sa real life nila.
Yes.
And the thing is like, because of what I said earlier na parang free for all ang social media, it's so easy to affect someone. Parang pwede kang magsalita ng masama about someone, especially if it's someone younger. I mean, hindi naman tayo lahat malakas ang loob eh. And not all of us are able to handle any yung bad comments or harm on social media. And siguro i-relate ko na lang din with an experience that I had last year. I think there are people here naman in this room that are quite familiar with that situation na merong nag-comment sa Instagram ko. I don't wanna say there's a lot of medyo trigger warning, but may nag-comment kasi sa Instagram ko na I would say leaning towards online sexual harassment na siya. And nung una, inano ko lang siya, hinayaan ko lang. I left the comment there. But eventually, after a few days, parang there were people na parang, they were so triggered with the comment.
Yes.
And a lot of people were telling me na parang sobrang hindi okay yan. Kasi medyo masama naman talaga. And unfortunately, nag-double down pa siya. So nag-add pa siya ng comment doon sa, parang may nag-reply sa kanya and then nag-reply pa siya ng mas grabe pa doon sa sinabi niya. I don't wanna say it na, and I think naman it's available online for you to see. Just because it's very triggering. So a lot of people were messaging me about it, and there were even people na sa DM na parang they were saying na, Miss Nadine, you should do something about it because at some point that person was as a victim, and then it doesn't sit right with me naman na not being able to do anything, and I know that I could.
Yes.
So meron din akong legal counsel at that time who really pushed me to file a case against this person. I think I did it because obviously, number one, it wasn't right to do that. Second, I felt a bit responsible for the comment, and I wanted to do something about it because parang hindi ko, like what I mentioned earlier, na parang hindi ko ma-stomach yung injustice or yung gano'n na knowing that there are people who actually went through that. Na parang in some way, I kind of wanted to offer a bit of, hindi naman relief, pero parang para may magawa lang ako. Like I wanted to do something about it. So my legal counsel did parang advice na to file a case against this person. Sorry, naging seryoso bigla yung usapan natin. But I just felt that it was right, and I wanted to, and I've never talked about this kasi sobrang recent lang din ito.
Yes.
Although the comment did happen last year, yung case namin was only closed like recently lang. So, yun lang, parang we filed the case, and then I just wanted people to understand that even if you're hiding behind the screen, hindi pwedeng magsasalita ka lang ng kung anong gusto mong sabihin to another person. Parang there has to be an accountability. And as much as possible, I'm all for, you know, even though it's hard, I'm all for social media being a safe space for everyone. And I just couldn't really stomach like not doing anything. So, yeah.
Lighter naman.
Ayan. Yes, please.
Pag may mga endorsement ka, pag may mga brands, kasi ang tawag nila sa'yo, Queen of Aesthetic, sa mga social media, mahirap pang gawin yon kasi syempre ikaw yung pattern ngayon ng aesthetic queen.
I'm not gonna lie, may pressure na siya ngayon. Dati fun lang siya. Mahilig kasi talaga ako sa photography before, sa fashion, or anything that's like things na magandang spaces, magandang mga bagay, ganun, flowers and whatnot. And as much as possible, naman din siya, personality ko din naman din talaga siya. Pero ngayon kasi parang ang feeling ko is, pag nag-release ako ng content, kailangan mas maganda siya dun sa last content. Ganun na siya ngayon. Kasi parang mahirap na kung malilet down yung mga hindi siya masyadong aesthetic. Parang ganon. Pero ewan ko, parang even yung mga moments ng kanal humor yung ko. Naaaliw naman sa akin yung mga tao. Although sinasabi nila, Madam, hindi mo branding yan. Pero ako naman kasi, it's fun for me. You know, gusto ko yung na-entertain yung mga tao. Gusto ko nakaka-relate yung mga tao. And I want them to feel na just because puro aesthetic yung nakikita nila, hindi ko kayang makipagsabayan sa kanila.
Okay. Maraming salamat.
Thank you!
Thank you so much. Next, we have from TV5, Von.
Is what really happened sa case na yon?
So, sige, i-run down natin from the top. So yun nga, nag-comment siya, and then nung nung nag-push sa akin nag-advise yung legal counsel ko to take action on it, pinahanap nila. Kasi fake account siya eh. Although, hindi siya fake account. Kumbaga parang it's the account of the actual person. May profile photo siya, although malayo. It's the same name, pero walang laman yung account. Or naka-private, something like that. So, pinahanap talaga siya. And then, nung nahanap na siya, that's when we served like legal documents na, and then eventually, back in, kailan ba ako nag-Siargao? March. So I think May pala. So I think around April, end of April before flying to Siargao. That's the time when I actually met the person. So, obviously, even if you look at it in different ways, parang hindi talaga kasi okay yung sinabi niya. So he was obviously given a sentence and of course rehabilitation as well. He was going to go through mga seminars for gender sensitivity and all of that. So I think yun lang. For me, it's really just, I wanted to at least let people know that, that you can't just say those things on social media and there's no way for you to not be traced. Yeah, there's always a way to find you. And yun lang, parang I really wanted to push for, social media to be a safe space for everyone.
May remorse ba siya, Nadine? Nag-apologize ba siya?
Meron, nag-apologize siya. But I think, during that time kasi, grabe kasi yung comment niya. As in, grabe, a lot of people really told me na na-trigger sila. And, you know, people who were actually victims, na parang, ano sila na parang, yeah, they were emotional about it. So, I really felt like I had to do something about it.
Sorry, thank you for sharing your thoughts about that, Nadine. And sorry for asking that, no? And
It's okay.
It's a good platform
I wanted to be, yeah, as much as possible, I wanted to be sensitive about it because it is a sensitive topic. But unfortunately, this is something that we wanted to bring to light just because social media is kind of like a war zone right now. Tapos people can just say the harshest things and even, parang harm eh. Like people can use words to harm a person.
Ikaw personally, Nads, na-forgive mo siya, pinatawad mo.
I honestly didn't think any of it nung time na yun. Because I would say that I'm already used to the harshest things that, harshest words that people can throw at me. Sanay na ako eh, pero nung nakabasa talaga ako ng messages from different people reaching out to me. That's really when parang doon ko na realize na I shouldn't let this pass. Something needs to be done about this. And and hoping that this is a start of making, I guess parang I wouldn't say naman this is the start of of social media changing, and making it a better place, but at least for people who are so used to like doing this or saying bad things about other people or bashing other people or saying harsh words or wanting harm to other people, at least for them to know that they're not safe.
Thank you, Nadine. And
Thank
sorry
you.
for asking
It's
that,
okay,
but
it's okay.
thank you for sharing your voice and
Thank
your
you,
thoughts
thank
about
you.
it. Thank you so
Thanks
much,
for asking.
Nadine.
There we go, our Madam President. Thank you so much. Next, we have from Inquirer, Alan Policarpio. Hi, Sir Alan.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hello,
Nadine.
good afternoon.
Ano lang, pang 10 years ago, yung mga respective love teams niya ni Alden parang at the height during that time, di ba? And I'm just wondering if parang ever sumagi sa isip mo na one day para magkakapalit-palit kayo ng mga pairings sa series, magkakatrabaho kayo.
Honestly, sir, hindi ko siya naisip. Kasi parang during that time, love teams were such a big deal. And it was such a big thing na parang pag nag-switch, parang magugunaw yung mundo. Ganon yung pakiramdam nung time na yon, especially for the supporters. And naman that they're all very passionate about their respective love teams. So hindi ko naisip. Pero naman siya, parang hindi ko lang siya naisip at that time. But now, being able to do it, it kind of makes sense. Kasi hindi ko din naman ma-imagine, celebrities or actors being stuck with the same working with the same person. Parang yun nga, like what I said earlier, parang walang bagong flavor yung projects if it's the same people over and over again.
And I believe, but you also did shot a film in Paris yata, I believe. So what can you share about it? Parang with Paolo Avellino and Direk Panet.
Siguro end of the year na lang.
End of the year ba?
We'll get to that.
Okay. Hindi, lang. And balik lang ako dun sa Siargao. And I believe yung show parang, obviously, it tries to showcase the beauty ng lugar.
Yes.
But with the parang things happening also now, like with the over-tourism, yung mga medyo may tensions with the locals and some disruptive tourists and yung sa infrastructure. So, parang yung thoughts mo lang doon and parang siguro para natin ipoprotect yun. Parang especially for you who's been living there for a while na.
I think really the goal of Love Siargao is obviously, like what you mentioned, is to really showcase the beauty of Siargao, the island and its people. And as much as possible, we wanted to show the side of the real side of Siargao, which is more about community, and really just like yung totoong Siargao, because what really I think what is really paano ba yung hindi ko lang kasi gusto about how social media is portraying Siargao are all the things that it's not. There's a lot of things that have been on social media na it's about hooking up, it's about partying, it's about, you know, all of these things na hindi naman talaga ganun yung isla. I think over time, it's really just because nagkaroon ng culture na ganun. Like if you would go to Siargao before, like a few years back, it's really just a nice, quiet place where you can surf, meet beautiful people, you know, and would feel at home. So parang nalungkot lang ako na biglang gano'n na yung image niya on social media and just seeing everything. So we would talk about it to our friends who are on the island na parang sana mabago yung gano'n. Yun, so as much as possible with Love Siargao, we really wanted to showcase the best of the island and what the island really is. The thing is, I feel like because, parang it's an exchange na because tourism is growing on the island, it also welcomes the kind of tourists that are not the same kind of or quality of tourists that the island has had before. The ones who are mindful, the ones who really deeply cared about the environment, the ones who care about the people. So ngayon parang naging ano na siya, mas naging I'm looking for the right word to describe it. Parang mas naging yun nga, bumaba yung quality ng tourists that are going there. Now, it's known as a party island. Now, it's known as you see people, and I experience this a lot of times, like I would be eating at a restaurant and there would be people in the other table who are not Filipinos na parang talking down on the servers, ganyan. And of course, that wasn't something that existed before. So yun, it's really just unfortunate that in exchange of the island being so well known, nakikilala na siya ng mga tao na hindi din quality tourists that the island used to have.
And parang do you also feel protective then in a way? Kasi it's very close to your heart. And sa tingin mo, in what little ways you think parang you can help then in maybe preserving that?
I'm more protective of, I would say, the people. Parang if I really hear someone na talking down on a server or someone who works at the restaurant, ganon, mga locals, it really doesn't make me feel good. And the thing is, most of the time kasi these people don't really fight back, obviously, because they're working there, so hindi naman pwede. So there are times naman din na parang I tell people off. And there was an instance that I did na parang sabi namin, there's a way for you to talk to her properly, parang ganon. Di din naman kasi tama. And you as a Filipino, syempre parang, wag naman ganon. Parang you're a visitor here. You should respect the people here and you should respect the place. So, yeah, I think in some way activism helps as well. But hirap din naman kasi to control, people that are visiting. Hindi mo naman pwedeng i-screen yan isa-isa. Tignan mo yung ugali nila, tignan mo credentials nila. It's also really hard because we want quality tourists, but we want tourists also in general. And yeah, I'm honestly wishing that the island is the same as before. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alan. Up next, we have from
Mga tao kasi parang consider ka na local na talaga sa Siargao. Pero ikaw, gano'n ka talaga kadalas doon sa Siargao? And kung ibebenta mo yung Siargao, ano yung mga magagandang words na masasabi mo about Siargao?
I wouldn't say naman I'm a local. I think that's very far from who I really am. I would say that I find Siargao, I see Siargao as my home. And a lot of super memorable people and memorable things happened to me on the island, and a lot of healing as well. Siguro kung ibebenta ko yung Siargao, I would say that it's a place where the people and it's an island where the place and the people would take care of you and show you the best love that you could ever ask for.
And talking about the series, nakapareho mo si Alden. And few years ago, ito yung kalaban ng ka-love team mo, di ba? Napag-uusapan niyo ba yung time na yun na talagang pinagpabangga yung mga love teams ninyo before?
Grabe naman po yung kalaban. At I wouldn't say that we saw, like I at least saw it that way. Parang it was just really, parang we all existed in the same, in the same category. Pero wala din namang rivalry with anything. And understanding naman that all love teams are very different from each other. So, yun nga, like what I mentioned earlier, parang hindi ko naman din siya na-imagine kasi at that time, parang mahirap to imagine yourself with another on-screen partner. Kasi nga, sobrang sacred ng love teams before. Parang may maka-work kang iba, parang lagot yung makaka-work mo. Parang ganon. That even in a movie, kung kunyari may anong tawag doon? Di naman may third party. Kawawa yung third party. As in, ganong level siya. So, I never really imagined that eventually, in the future, this would happen. Although, I don't think naman it was impossible. It's just that, hindi ko lang siya naisip.
And lastly na lang, kasi kasama niyo si Kim Jisoo dito. May mga encounters or mga interactions ba kayo na you can share? Kamusta yung relationship?
You know what? Honestly, si Jisoo, he's also so in love with the island. So like, yun nga din, sabi ko kanina, meron po kasi kaming group chat. Tapos, pag may days po kasi na wala kaming shoots, everyone kind of does their own thing. May pupunta ng gym, mayroong may meeting, mayroong may magla-lunch, mayroong may shoot na ganito. So, ang naalala ko kasi dyan kay Jisoo, I always see him on the road nang nakamotor. And sobrang love na love niya yung isla. Like, he would really say na, like, I love Siargao, I wanna go back. And to my surprise, he surfs pala. Magaling siya mag-surf. So, nung nakabalik na kaming lahat dito sa Manila, merong time na nag-message siya na parang sabi niya, I wanna go back to the island, gano'n. Like, parang it feels so different. Yun. And then, obviously naman, the others naman have been to the island na. So, parang ano lang kaming lahat, parang meron lang kaming theme, which was parang work vacation siya at the same time. So, it's hard not to fall in love with the island.
Totoo naman. Pero
Yes.
ito yung madalas ko na, last question na, madalas na babasa to about Siargao. Mahal daw kasi sa Siargao. Kaya minsan yung iba nahihirapang bumalik, ganyan. And your thoughts about it?
I think it really depends on where you go and the activities that you do on the island. The tickets, unfortunately, it's true. They're very expensive. But what I do kasi, tip. Kung gusto niyo mag-Siargao, mag-Clark kayo. Pero yun lang, medyo malayo lang siya. It's a bit challenging. Kasi syempre, babiyahe ka pa for 2 hours from Manila just to get to Clark. Pero yung tickets kasi doon, somehow reasonable. There are also flights na connecting, alam ko naman yung tickets yung mahal, sinasabi nila. Kahit naman ako namamahalan ako. But there are flights naman din na may connecting to Cebu that goes to Siargao. So yun, everyone actually, even our friends who are living on the island, we're all hoping na, that the price, the plane prices, the ticket prices change. So it's more accessible to people.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very good. Thank you so much. And we have a question from Facebook.
Hindi. Ganda-ganda mo, Nadine,
Thank
di
you
ba?
po.
In love na in love ka ngayon, di ba? Siargao
Tama
din.
po.
Di ba? Di ba sa Siargao din bang kasal mo? Sa Siargao din ang kakakasal mo? Yung kasal mo, sa Siargao din mo gagawin.
Hindi po ako na-inform na ikakasal na ako.
Hindi mo alam? Kung sakali nga maikasal ka, wala ka bang balak pakasal pa?
Wala pa. Hindi naman po kami nagmamadali.
Okay. Pero if ever, sa Siargao ba gusto mo?
Siyempre, gusto ko po sa Siargao and meron sa France.
Ah.
Siyempre yung relatives kasi. Yung boyfriend ko po kasi half French.
Oo. Di ba? Okay, sige, thank you. Good luck.
Grabe naman po kayo. Nagulat ako sa kasal.
Very cute pahabol
Oo nga,
question.
thank you po, thank you.
Okay.
Maraming salamat po, sir. Okay, that's it.